Hello, it's episode 164 of A Crazy Little Thing Called Lovdev. Today's episode title is Sentinel. Hi everybody. This is actually quite a late recording of my podcast. It's been a very eventful weekend. Tragedy has happened in the Barpega household. Yes. Fortunately, one of my team members has gone down. Is no longer with us, is now up in the clouds. Yes, my delightful and beloved pet cat, Faith, has lost her soul. I shouldn't really say she's lost her soul. I've lost her soul. She's gone to heaven. Yeah, really sad news actually. I thought I'd start by telling you all straight away rather than later. I was going to do an episode dedicated to her. I might still do actually. You guys know I always talk about her a lot. Even though she used to do my head in. I still loved her really. Yeah. 10 years I've had that cat. She's been nothing but delight. Absolute delight. It's crazy how, you lose a pet, you don't realise how much you're going to miss them. I've had pets in the previous, when I was a kid and stuff. But, nah, man, this was different, I'm quite sad, actually. I am very sad, I still remember her, don't forget her. Yeah, fortunately, she had kidney failure. And she just wasn't eating and drinking, so she just started deteriorating. And then on Friday she closed her eyes and went to heaven. So in a way, I'd rather not see her in pain, but you just don't expect things to happen that quickly. Will I get another cat? Probably not. Will I get a dog? I don't think so. Yeah, there's the kids and the family who took it really bad, especially my son. He was really attached to the cat, as all of us were. But she's in our back garden now. We've buried her. Stuck an angel statue on top, because her name was Faith, and that's a lot of just remembering her name gives me faith as well. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's quite sad. I will do an episode for her though, so we'll see how that goes. But I thought I'll start the podcast by telling you all about my dear cat Faith. If you have any questions about her, we can dedicate the next episode to her. Just send me any messages if you've got a cat and you want me to shout that cat out. Yeah, I can do that. Just drop me a little DM on my socials, or you can just go onto Buzzsprout. If you listen to this podcast via Buzzsprout, I don't think many of you do, but if you do, there is an option for you to send me a message and it'll come directly to me. Or you can email me on lovedevbarpega@gmail.com and we can talk more about my beloved pet cat Faith. But in the meantime, let's get ready to rumble. Do you remember my pest control, should I say? Do you remember my pest control? Martin Curry, who I came down to my house to sort out the rats. Well, listen to this. He has been featured on The Guardian newspaper in the UK. Those of you outside the UK or you're not aware, Birmingham, my city where I live, is having a crisis. There is rubbish everywhere. because the bin men are on strike. So Birmingham Council are not able to pick up any of the rubbish, which means that we are getting infested by rats. They are just taking over the city now. Imagine a big city just full of rats. And I'm not talking about the folk of Birmingham. I'm on about proper rats. There is loads of them. So business is booming for Martin Curry. And I thought, let me do a little shout out for him because well done, Martin. He's loaded now. He's laughing his head off. He must be making so much money. So I'm going to read out the article because I haven't actually read it. I wanted to save it for the podcast. And the title of the Guardian article for him is, "This is the ideal deal for them. Business is booming for Birmingham's Rat King." Yes, the Guardian have crowned him as the Rat King. So the Guardian joins a pest controller on the city streets as residents fear a rise in rodents during the bin workers' strikes. "They're not fussy," said Martin, describing the far from Epicurean appetites of the scurrying rodents that the residents of Birmingham fear could flood the streets of their city. "Rats all have their own personal tastes, but if food is scarce, they'll eat anything." This is what Martin is saying, who has been called the Rat King locally, runs MC Environmental Pest Control. He has been on the front line of stamping out the rodent threat amid a weeks-long bin strike that has caused bins to pile up on Birmingham streets. Business has been booming as a result. I'm getting a lot more call-outs for rats especially, he said. It normally drops off at this time of the year because the weather's getting warmer and the rats spend a lot more time outside. On a balmy spring afternoon, Curry gave The Guardian a whistle-stop tour of Birmingham, beginning on the outskirts of the city centre, where bin bags and broken furniture were piled on the side of the road. Pointing to an armchair split in two surrounded by bits of food, Mr. Curry said this is ideal for them. There is a food source and it's easy for them to hide because of the furniture. Curry pointed out some telltale signs that rats might be rummaging outside your house. On the outdoor bin, you would see teeth marks all around the lid because they've been trying to get in, he said. For inside the home, he said droppings, scratches, footprints or tail marks in a dusty area are warning signs. Around the outskirts of the city, piles of bin bags were littered on most street corners. The strike has been taking place since the 11th of March, when refuse workers stopped working immediately after striking since January in one residential area. Both sides of the road were shoulder high in rubbish, with one of the pavements blocked with a bin bag stacked 5 foot high. Imagine seeing 5 foot high bin bags. That is mental. Bin bags towered over a sign warning of a £20,000 fine for dumping. There's probably a couple of 100 bags of rubbish there. There's all sorts of household waste. There's takeaway wrappers, milk bottles, food waste, anything you can imagine, said Mr. Cuddy. He said food waste should be the first thing to clear away. Even if I put down poison, chances are they're not going to eat it because they've got loads of other tastier options. Takeaways are particularly attractive to rats. There's donuts, there's chips. Any of us would like that. Never mind the rats, said Mr. Curry, pointing at the leftovers of somebody's dinner. They eat all the crumbs. They'll even eat the grease off the paper box. They're not fussy at all. While headlines have suggested that the entire city is infected, there are some exceptions. The streets of Edgbaston and affluent area of Birmingham are sparkling clean. That's because the people of Edgbaston are loaded. Edgbaston, which is lined with lush winding roads, here we go, and big, well-kept houses, is perched atop of a hill overlooking the city. So the rich folk are overlooking at the poor with their 5 foot pile of rubbish. This is one of the most wealthy parts of Birmingham, said Mr. Cuddy. There's no extra waste out here. I'm guessing it's because these people have got transport and they're taking their own waste to the rubbish sites, which is what we are doing where I live. Where I live now, it's absolutely lovely, mate. Residents looking to dispose of their own bin bags can drop off their rubbish at designated points, but the challenge lies in getting there in the first place. A lot of people in the poorer areas don't drive. They have to rely on public transport. They're not going to bring bin bags on the bus, so they're just going to put them outside their house for collection whenever that happens. It's not going to happen for a long time. Curry said he could not imagine bin bags rotting on the streets of London for weeks. There's too many celebrities and things who live in London, and it'll be all over social media. At the end of the day, the government is based in London as well. They're not here on the streets seeing all this mess. If they're living in it, I don't think they would have it. While Mr. Curry is trying to do his best to offset the rats being drawn by uncollected bin bags, he has some worrying warning for those hoping to avoid the rodents. Springtime is breeding time, and the gestation period is only 3 weeks. It has now been 3 weeks. Oh dear. Basically, what he's saying is, we are buggered. We are absolutely buggered in Birmingham. Now, breeding season for the rats. Man, this is the perfect time for rats, isn't it? They are loving Birmingham at the moment. There's probably rats in other cities have found out what's happening, and they're on the next coach, man. They're probably already heading here. That's what's happening in Birmingham. It's gone absolutely mad with the bin bags. I'm getting annoyed with it, to be honest, because you can't even get an appointment now at the tip because everyone's booking, to use it and stuff. But yeah, it's absolute madness. But there you go. I thought I'd plug him. Good old Martin, because he's making a mint now. He's killing it. He's making loads of money. Well done, Martin. I have had such a busy weekend, folks. I've been gigging all over the country. On Thursday, I was in Wales. One of the best comedy club rooms I have ever played in a long time. And I wasn't expecting it to be like that, I'll be honest. So it was basically, there's a little village. I'm sorry, it's a town. It's not a village. It's a little town in the middle of Wales called Llandalos. I don't even know. I bet it's not even pronounced like that. It's just spelt like that. The Welsh pronounce it differently. We'll call it Llandalos anyway, because that's how I read it. So in Llandalos, there's a little tiny rugby club, and they have lots of different events on. But when they had the comedy night on, the way that it was set up and the lighting and the seating and the hospitality, wow. And the staff were lovely. Everybody was lovely. The sound tech guy was sweet. The organizer who runs it was a gem. And they put on a lovely spread for us. Oh my God, I've never seen that much food at a gig before. There was bread, freshly baked bread. There was scones, chili scones. Has anyone ever had a chili scone? Neither have I. This was baked from a local audience member who owns a tea shop there. That was fantastic. It was amazing. There was ham, there was cheese, there was olives, there was fruit, there was snack. Oh my God. I ate so much, I was absolutely stuffed. Luckily, I was able to eat because I had a bad stomach. Yes, the wife come back as well, by the way. She come back from Cyprus. Did she bring us anything nice? No, just a virus. Yeah, she brought back a virus. It was crazy, like, as soon as she got home, she just instantly started vomiting, being just nausea, and, she had the old DMV. Yep, the old diarrhea. That was happening as well. I thought, oh, God, here we go. Now we've got to clean this mess up. And then I ended up getting it. And I was bad as well. Oh, my God. I'll tell you what, I've been ill before. But when a virus hits you like that, it's just something different, isn't it? I couldn't deal with it, man. Absolutely. Oh my God. I felt like a bus hit me. That's what I felt like. I was awful. Oh my God, I was awful. And then I was bad even after that. I mean, I recovered the next day, kind of. I was still a bit, my stomach was still rumbly. And oh my days. It took me about 4 or 5 days to recover. Yeah, it was awful. I'm glad that's frigging gone over. But yeah, so I couldn't really eat. So before I went to that gig in Wales, I had nothing to eat all day. I just didn't feel like it. And just before I left, I thought, maybe I should eat. So I had a little bit of a scone. I ended up eating that scone, and then I had another scone, and then I ate that scone, and I had some of the freshly seeded bread that he baked, which was gorgeous, covered in butter, obviously. And I was having a feast, man. I was loving it. The gig was great. The audience were great. It's one of the best gigs I've ever done. And then it's always sod's law. I ended up doing a gig the next day in London, in the Big Smoke. I don't gig in London much. London gigs are weird. I don't know if you're a comic and you live in London. I don't know how you guys gig in London, man. It's like everyone's woke there. They're all woke. It's like they hesitate to laugh at certain bits. There was 1 or 2 people I was looking at. They were loving it. They were getting it. They knew what I was talking about. But the rest of them, oh my days, they might as well just called it a wake. That's how frigging bad it was. But yes, and then yesterday I was gigging again down in Surrey. They were a bit more nicer than the other London lot. And yeah, it was all right. It was okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was okay. That's all I can say. It was okay. I've done a lot worse. It was all right. Yeah, so it's just been a mad week, hasn't it, folks? It's been an absolutely mad one for me. Let's do another topic, because I can't believe how fast the time's going on this already. Let's do a no stupid questions. I haven't done a no stupid question in a while. Why not? Let's do it. This one has been put up by somebody called Kohonka. Kohonka's no stupid question is, I accidentally swallowed a live German cockroach in my drink last night and a can of alcoholic beverage. I can't stop imagining it trying to crawl back out of my throat. Approximately, how long will it live inside me? So basically, he's had a drink and there was a German cockroach in it. Is that what he's saying? He was probably in Germany and there was a cockroach. How did you swallow it? Like, how big was this cockroach? It must have been small for you to not notice that it was in your pint. I don't think it's going to live long because of the acid in his stomach. I believe the acid burns the German cockroach. If not, the beer would kill him, wouldn't it? German beer is the strongest beer in the frigging world. That would kill it straight away, mate. Or it'd make it drunk. And it would just be mad and naughty in your stomach. Who knows? He's got a bit more to this story. I thought that was the end of it. He said, I've been drinking many fluids since he's done it. But I feel like maybe it's gripping on right at the lower end of my esophagus, whatever that is, and crawling back up between downpours. Is this plausible? Now he's updated it. So he's got 4 updates. Update 1. I think it's dead now. The wriggling lump in my throat was probably a psychomatic and your reassurances killed it. Thank you. I wasn't sure how long I'd be able to live with that feeling before performing a self-esophagotomy. Does that mean throwing up? Update number 2. No, I still feel like there's a live roach determined to crawl back out of my mouth. Really awful. I'm Roach Man. Update number 3. I'm pretty sure it's actually no longer trying to climb back up my throat. From what I've learned in these comments and outside reading the roach is either completely dead or is still struggling for his life in my antacid-affected gut. It may very well survive inside me for months. Chances are even higher that it transmits a disease or parasites or... And then he's put, I hate roaches. Oh, he's got another update. Next update. I'm alive. My throat feels normal. I haven't exploded in a colony of baby roaches. For those asking how I know it's a roach and I knew it was alive, there are tons of roaches in my place, unfortunately, and no other bugs. This can't have happened out of my sight for more than a minute. I've poured roaches out of cans before they've left out overnight and they run off somewhere else. So something climbed in my can. In the minute my back was turned, it was probably a roach, and it was very likely he wasn't dead. Oh, and German roaches are a species of cockroach. They're called the Blattella germanica. So anyway, I feel okay, but will still probably die from roach-transmitted lungworms. Now I'm going to go and crawl into a drain pipe somewhere. Skittering noises. That's funny. It was a no stupid question, but he's just told us that he's basically turned into Roach Man. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't think cockroaches that last that long anyway, do they, mate? Because of the acid. I'm sure you got acid in your stomach, and if anything goes in your stomach, they're dead anyway. So I wouldn't want that. I remember having a moth in my mouth once. I was cycling and I had my mouth open and something went boom in the back of my throat, and it tasted very salty. How did I know it was a moth? I don't know. I guessed it was a moth. And I can't remember if I swallowed it or if I spat it out, but I think I did. I can't remember what I did that day, but yeah. They do say spiders crawl into your mouth, don't they? Over your lifetime. Is it 1 or 2 will crawl into your mouth without you even realising? I don't know if that's an urban myth or if that's true. Maybe I need to ask Chat LGBT.
A few moments later.
Right, so according to Chat LGBT, I asked it, is it true we swallow spiders in our sleep? And Chat LGBT said, no, that's a myth. The idea that we swallow 8 spiders a year in our sleep is one of those urban legends that just refuses to die. But in reality, spiders don't want to crawl into your mouth. It's warm, moist, and you're likely breathing or snoring, which would actually scare them away. You're not that still. Even when you're asleep, you move around a lot. Vibrations from your body and breathing would deter most spiders. Experts have debunked it. Acronologists, also known as spider scientists, say it's extremely unlikely. The myth likely started as a way to show how easily misinformation can spread. Ironically, it spreaded well. So rest your mouth, it's not a spider Airbnb. Spider Airbnb. Friggin' hell, Chat LGBT's actually got a sense of humour. Can you believe that? Well, there you have it. You can't get spiders in your mouth anyway. But a cockroach surviving, I doubt it very much. I'm not even going to ask out Chat LGBT because we already know that man is probably still alive. So, do you know what? I think I'm going to end the podcast. It's gone kind of quick. I don't know, has it? You kind of know. I don't know. So let's do a weird news story. And then, yeah, remember, we'll do something for my beloved Faith. If anyone has any suggestions or questions, then do drop me a line. But let's do today's weird news story. This story, I believe, comes from a very far distant land. We'll find out what it's about. But the title of today's weird news is A Tourist Arrested After Leaving Deadly Coke Can for a Remote Tribe Was Inspired by a Missionary They Speared to Death. The tribe is notoriously violent to outsiders. This is what it says under the title. Oh dear. So, Mikhailo Vitotorovich Polyakov, I hope I said your name right, mate. 24 years old, sadly passed away, so I can't bless him on his birthday. Mikhailo risked his life by journeying to the North Sentinel Island, where unwanted visitors are often killed. Why did he go there if he knew that they do that? I don't understand. Those who are wondering where it is, it has been classed as the most dangerous island ever. It is in between India and Thailand. I don't know what the other little islands are, but there's loads of islands around it. So it's in the Bay of Bengal, near the Indian Ocean. That's where it is. The article comes from the Sun newspaper, and they obtained pictures of Polyakov, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Polyakov. As cops told us, he faced up to 8 years in jail. The picture is the most recent photo of the man since his shocking arrest. Local officials who care for the tribe blasted Polyakov as crazy and said he was inspired by John Chow. Chow was a US missionary who was killed by the Sentinels when he arrived on the island. Pranab Sarkar, the tribal welfare officer who lodged a complaint with the police, told The Sun, "I came to know about him and saw the video that he had captured. I identified the place where he stayed. It is close to my office in the Kalanpur area, so I came to know about him and then contacted the local police, who also interrogated him." He added he explained that he is crazy and likes adventures. I think he was inspired by this John Chow bloke. The Sentinelese people are a very isolated and mysterious tribe that has encouraged him to go there and capture them. What's he going to do? Capture them? Turn them all into Christians? Senior police officer Kumar Abhishek said he went with a can of Coke and coconut and left the things there. At most, he spent between 10 to 15 minutes. He stepped on the sand and returned after waiting. This was his third visit. His first came in October last year, and then he went back again in January. The North Sentinel Island is completely prohibited for both Indian nationals and foreigners. He said he wanted to experience the adventure and thrill. He has shot some videos, but the videos are being examined. There are pictures and videos of the island, but not of the people. Cops say he sailed to the island on Saturday on an inflatable boat with a motor and a GPS. Upon arriving on the island, Polyakov scanned the area from his boat using binoculars. He then blew a whistle repeatedly for about an hour in a crazed attempt to attract attention, but no one responded. Then, in a bizarre turn of events, Polyakov briefly stepped onto the island. He left his can of Coke and coconut as offerings. He also collected sand samples and recorded a video on his GoPro before leaving on his boat. Polyakov was later arrested on his return to the mainland after a local fisherman alerted the police. The police said his trip was maliciously planned and suggested he had studied sea conditions, tides and access points before setting sail. And it seems he's been planning to exploit for a while, seemingly teased the trip on social media 5 months ago. He uploaded a cartoon image of a Tintin-style adventure with a small brown dog sailing a small boat towards a desert island with the caption, "A little Columbus Day teaser for the fans." The police added that Polyakov had previously attempted illegal interactions with indigenous tribes in the area. It is thought he travelled to Baratang Island in Jan and illegally filmed members of the Jarawa tribe. Polyakov has a case against him for breach of protection for Aboriginal tribes. God, this is long, isn't it? Polyakov regularly posts travel videos on his YouTube channel. He's got 400 subscribers, not anymore. He's the bloke that's dead, isn't it? After visiting Afghan last year, he posted a series of 6 videos titled Taliban-Controlled Afghan. through the American eyes. The footage recorded 3-week stay as he filmed himself walking through the streets, meeting with the local people, and interacting with the Taliban. In some of the most shocking footage, the man can be seen posing with the Taliban before being handed a machine gun and draping an ammunition belt around his neck. He was really asking for it, wasn't he? He can then be heard saying yes as he holds up the weapon. Mr. Polikov posted the videos with the caption, "In this series, I take a 3-week round trip across what has become the unrecognised Islamic Emirate of Afghan, following the chaotic US withdrawal in 21 and the rapid takeover by the country Taliban." So it's recognised as a terrorist group by many countries. The Taliban maintain a strict theocratic regime in which music, dancing, women, education, being clean-shaven, using birth control, and the deception of faces are forbidden. Join me as I navigate to one of the most dangerous conservative countries in the world. Right, basically, this is all he's been doing. He goes everywhere, he tells everyone he's going to do something really dangerous. There's pictures of him with the Taliban, and he looks really pleased holding a bazooka. So let's read what actually happened to him on this island. The last visitor to the island was John Allen Chow, a Christian missionary. The 26-year-old was killed in a hail of arrows after venturing onto the remote island unannounced. So it was Mr. Chow who got killed, not this Polikov. Why didn't they just tell me that from the start instead of wasting me time and your time on listening? So Chow visited the isle after reportedly feeling called by God to share his beliefs with the tribe. How are they even going to understand him, man? Efforts to recover John's body was abandoned over fears of further annetising the remote of the Sentinelese people. 2 fishermen who strayed onto the island in 2006 were also killed, and 1 week after their deaths, their bodies were hooked on a bamboo stake facing out to the sea. That was like a warning to anyone else trying to come onto their island. Very few people have visited the island and lived to tell the tale. Contracting isolated tribes can be extremely dangerous due to their lack of immunity to common diseases on the outside world, and it could even risk leading to devastating epidemics by transmitting a new kind of bug from them to the rest of the planet. The director of the indigenous rights group Survival International has said that the American attempt to make contact with the tribe was very deeply disturbing. Pierce said it beggars belief that someone could be that reckless and idiotic. This person's actions not only endangered his own life, they put the lives of the entire Sentinelese tribe at risk. It's very well known by now that uncontacted people have no immunity to common outside diseases like the flu or the measles, which could completely wipe them out. North Sentinel Island has been off limits since 1996, and it's illegal to come within 3 miles of it. Anthropologists estimate that there could be anywhere between 50 to 100 people who live there. Not much is known about the people who live on the island, other than their violence and unwillingness to communicate with the outsiders. The tribe carries bows and arrows, as well as spears and knives. They do not welcome unwanted visitors and will kill them if they get any close. Only a small group of people have ever been on the island and have lived to tell the tale. That is today's weird news story, which got a bit bizarre because of this Polyklov dude, and then it was actually John Chow who got killed. It's like one of those films, isn't it, where it's got a little twist in it. That's what today's weird news story felt like. Guys, thank you so much. Don't get upset about me poor cat. But yes, we will do a dedicated episode for her very soon. So do remember to send me anything. Just send me anything. Even if it's a message to say, sorry, I'm hearing about your beloved pet. I will read it out. I don't have to mention your name. I'll read it out. thank you so much. I'll speak to you guys next week. Take care of yourselves.